Anna had always admired her mother. Mara was a pillar of strength, working day and night to ensure her children never felt the absence of their late father. Despite the exhaustion that clung to her like a second skin, she always found time to make her children feel loved, secure, and whole. Anna grew up promising herself she would be just like her mother, selfless and unwavering. Years passed, and on Anna's 16th birthday, Mara, with her meager savings, prepared a small celebration. The house was filled with laughter and warmth, but the moment was marked by the unexpected introduction of Liano, Anna's 17-year-old boyfriend. Mara welcomed him with open arms, treating him like family, unaware that her kindness would become her greatest regret. 3 months later, the household had shifted. Anna was no longer the considerate and affectionate daughter Mara had known. She was short-tempered, snapping at her younger siblings, Marco and Antonio, over trivial matters. The once loving girl had become ungrateful and demanding. She fought over every denied request, more allowance, expensive purses, and unsupervised nights out with Liano. Mara tried to reason with her, but her words fell on deaf ears. One fateful evening, the house trembled with the echoes of yet another argument. Anna's voice was sharp, accusing. Liano stood beside her, his eyes cold. Mara refused to give Anna money, and in response, Anna's fury ignited into something more sinister. The late afternoon sun cast an amber glow over the city, painting the sky with streaks of gold and crimson. Antonio, only 11 years old, sat on the rooftop of their home, his small hands cradling the mini drone his mother had given him on his 10th birthday. Below, muffled voices of adults drifted up through the open windows, his aunts and uncles, their tones thick with concern and suspicion. The absence of his mother had stretched beyond a month, and now the debate raged on whether to report it to the police. Antonio barely listened. He was used to ignoring the hushed discussions of the adults. His mother always told him not to worry about grown-up problems. Focusing on his drone, he maneuvered it through the air, watching it lift higher and higher, a small smile forming on his lips. It danced with the wind, soaring above their home over the backyard and then toward the water tank. The drone's camera flickered, capturing an image as it hovered over the mysterious, slightly open tank. Antonio squinted at the monitor. A dark, sludgy mass floated inside. His heart pounded. Then, in the murky depths, something took shape. Pale, bloated face, sunken eyes locked in a frozen scream. His mother's face. His breath-hitched hands trembling violently. The drone wobbled, spinning out of control before crashing into the side of the tank with a dull thud. Antonio's body seized with panic. He wanted to scream, to call for help, but the horror choked him, paralyzing his limbs. Then, with a sharp intake of breath, he stumbled back from the rooftop's edge and bolted down the stairs. The voices in the living room fell silent when he appeared, pale and gasping. Anna, his eldest sister, sat stiffly in the corner, fingers curled into fists. Liano, her boyfriend, shifted uncomfortably beside her. Uncle Robert, sensing something was terribly wrong, spoke first. "Antonio, what's wrong?" Antonio's breath was ragged as he pointed a trembling finger toward the ceiling. His voice was barely above a whisper. "Mom's in the water tank." A collective gasp rippled through the room. Aunt Clara's hands flew to her mouth. The color drained from Uncle Robert's face. Anna's body tensed, her eyes darting to Liano, who sat frozen, his expression unreadable. Then, the drone's remote slipped from Antonio's grasp, clattering onto the wooden floor, echoing through the dead silence. The weight of Antonio's revelation suffocated the air in the room. The dreadful truth could no longer be ignored. The adults exchanged horrified glances, realization dawning like a slow-moving nightmare. The whispers of suspicion that had lingered for weeks had finally transformed into something undeniable. And in that moment, Anna knew her lies were unraveling. Her mother had never left for a vacation. She had been here the entire time, watching, waiting, rotting in the darkness of the water tank above them.